Good morning, friends. Thanks for joining me for my third video blog here on my website, shelivesfit.com. Today I am answering one of your questions. This question comes from Christine, and she says, how do I transition to a morning where I don't want to drink coffee? What are some alternatives that are as appealing, i.e. not hot lemon water? I don't want to become overly dependent on caffeine and the coffee creamer flavor. It's kind of killing my detox buzz. Well, that's a really great question, and actually it's something that I often work through with my clients too, because I mean, being addicted to coffee is not a unique problem by any means. As Americans, we consume so much coffee on a regular basis, it's insane. And the funny thing is, I used to think that I just liked my coffee. I wasn't addicted to it. And so last year when I kind of quit my coffee cold turkey, and I had been, I'd been working at 7 a.m. every morning. And so I would set the timer on the pot of coffee. I would have that hot coffee right away in the morning, and I'd bring a big thermos and like 2 mugs. So I'd have like 3 big to-go mugs of coffee traveling with me to work every morning. And I thought, oh, I just like it. I'm not addicted to it. So I quit cold turkey, and I had the most excruciating headaches, and I was super crabby, and I was fatigued, and so that told me, okay, I was actually addicted to my coffee. So right now, I'm not addicted to coffee. I don't drink it every day. I do love coffee, though. I love the taste of it. I love the act of making the coffee. I make my coffee in my French press now, so I grind the organic fair trade coffee beans, and I put them in the French press, and I boil the water, and I do that whole process. I really enjoy the process of it, and I enjoy having my hands wrapped around a warm mug and sipping coffee in the morning. And I think for a lot of people, it's that act, that ritual that becomes as comforting as the coffee itself. So I can still enjoy the ritual now without the addiction to the caffeine, because I've gotten away from it on a regular basis. I'm not anti-coffee. Coffee is highly acidic in the body, and so it's not something we want to be pumping loads of into the body on a regular basis. It triggers an inflammatory response. But in moderation, I enjoy it too. So, a few things to help you kind of get to that path where you don't want to have it every morning, but you can still have it occasionally when you want to have a treat. A few things that have worked for me. First of all, subbing like a spicy black tea is a good stepping stone away from coffee. I love chai tea because it has lots of flavors and spices to it. It's a black tea. You can still put a splash of milk in it or creamer if you want, but it has significantly less caffeine than coffee. And so that's a good way to wean off from the caffeine addiction, while still having that warm cup of beverage that's spicy and gives you that jolt of energy in the morning. Another favorite of mine is to look for Creo Brew, and I'll include a link for Creo Brew below this video here too. But Creo Brew is actually brewed cacao beans, and so it's like hot chocolate, but not sugary and like super low calorie. It has extremely high antioxidants. It's really, really good for you. It does have, I think it has some caffeine, but not a substantial amount. But if you like hot chocolate and that warm beverage that's really comforting, you can brew this ground up cocoa bean in the same way that you brew coffee beans, and it can kind of replace that ritual in a way that's equally enjoyable. Now, don't get me wrong, I love like green tea and herbal teas, and I also really love my hot water with lemon, but it's not coffee, right? It's not anywhere close to coffee. And so I'd say starting by taking those spicy black teas or doing that Creo Brew, the cocoa bean, and brewing that is a good stepping stone that is as enjoyable as coffee and still gives gives you something to kind of wean yourself away from that. Because a lot of the coffee ritual for people is including the creamer and, you know, sweetening it a little bit. And honestly, both Creo Brew and black chai tea or English breakfast tea, those are good with a little splash of creamer too. Just keep it in moderation and see how that goes. Another tip that I have is you need to kind of change the ritual, right? So what I mean by this is if I eat breakfast that's like pancakes or even toast or cereal or muffins, any kind of like really carby pastry sort of thing for breakfast, or even granola, I want coffee. I mean, they pair well together, right? You go to a coffee shop, you get a scone. Rarely do you go to a coffee shop, you have a cup of coffee and an orange, right? Those don't go as well together. So change what you're having for breakfast, and you may find yourself wanting the coffee less as well. So like when I drink a juice in the morning, I'm actually drinking a juice here today. My liver flush juice is very citrusy, has kind of a strong flavor to it. When I drink something like this in the morning for my breakfast, coffee is not even on my radar. It's not what I want at all. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't taste good when it's paired with something like a juice or a smoothie. And so if you're trying to wean yourself away from that coffee habit, try switching what you're having for breakfast right away in the morning, because it's funny how we pair those habits together. So like when I do have pancakes on a weekend or something, I make myself some French press coffee, and it's really good and I really enjoy it, but I don't do that every single day. And so that's the important thing. We want to make sure that we're seeing it as, what are you doing the majority of the time, which for me is like 5 or 6 out of 7 days a week. What does that look like for you? And the minority of the time, that small percentage of the time, just enjoy yourself, because it's not about deprivation. It's not about cutting out things that you love. It's just about adding more things that you enjoy and breaking yourself of addictions that are not healthy and don't feed you in a way that you need. So I hope those ideas are helpful for you, Christine, and for everyone else who's watching that might have a coffee addiction. Please comment below if you try any of these things, or if you're going to, or if you have a specific tip that's worked in kind of weaning away from coffee. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I would also love your questions for my vlog next week as well. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.